Three for the Money is brought to you by the Trend Center app. This is the best tool for sports betting research. The Trend Center app, you can test betting systems from the past 20 years, explore thousands of existing trends and systems from top betting experts, choose from hundreds of filters to test different systems for each sport. Save these trends and get notified when their systems have games. Download the app and use our code TFTM for 15% off a premium membership after a 2-day free trial. Okay. We're here. We're back. It's Three for the Money. New episodes every Thursday, and it's week 11 of the NFL season. It's a bigger number than last week, and it's a little bit depressing, and the time has changed, and that's also a bit depressing. And I did terrible last week, and that's also depressing. So I went 3-6, and I lost my surefire pick. This has been the third or fourth week since I've been like really terrible. So I guess, I guess I was due or whatever, but yeah, I went 3-6. Not good. Um Cooper Rush failed me. The Rams failed me. The Titans could have just rolled over and died, but instead they just kept trying. So they failed me. Nothing new there. Vikings Jags, the rock fight of the week. That game ended, I believe, 7-12. So that sucked. Um, but yes, we're moving on. Chris, how did you do last week? Chris, your mic is
Um,
on.
yeah,
All right,
I
okay.
got it. Not terrible, not good, not as bad as 2 weeks ago when I went like 3-8 or whatever the hell. I think I went 5-6. Still not good, but I mean, baby steps, I guess. Yeah, Steelers, Manders under never really had a shot. They were chucking the ball all over the yard. Yeah, the Titans just had to keep trying. Annoying as hell. And then my surefire lost, and for the second week in a row, just wasn't even close. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, the Browns got boat race. The last week, the Jets never had a chance. Um, so yeah, we'll give it a try this week. But again, 5-6, I guess not as bad as 3-8 or whatever I was 2 weeks ago. So we'll take it. I sneaky love the board this week.
Okay,
Like
interesting.
when I was
Is that
going
ever a
through,
good sign, though?
I mean, I have been good at this before. There was a time when I was pretty good at, not pretty, I was adequate at this, as opposed to just barely skating by. So, I mean, as I kept writing my picks down this week, I was like, I kind of love this, but as terrible as I've been this year, probably not a good sign, but we'll see.
Okay, Sean, how did you do?
Yeah, I guess I'll go. Um, 5-8, not great, not a great week. Really ready to roll into this week. I do like the slate a lot more this week than I did last week. I think that was a big issue is like slate last week was just weird, but this slate makes sense to me and I feel I can get a better grasp on it. But yeah, I 5-8. I only won four of those on Sunday. One of my wins came Thursday night, which uh, shout out Bengals Ravens over. But
That
yeah,
was
man. Manders Steelers under, no chance. Cooper Rush failed me. Jets money line failed me. Jared Goff threw five interceptions to fail me. Um, Rams Dolphins was just a disaster.
that was the worst game I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was an interesting pick by Chris. I'll put it at that. That was I just
Oh, the
I
over?
I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
was terrible.
No, the Jets. Jets
Oh,
money
the
line.
Jets. No, I thought you were talking about I was talking about the Rams. Yeah, the Jets. I mean, I liked them. I mean, they were favorites. I mean, small favorites, but still favorites. It was more of just a fade on the Cardinals. Cardinals might be
I get
real.
it.
Um,
It
I
was Call of Duty.
I
It's
was
Call of Duty season,
he's
but
3-0
I
since that
know.
game came out. Like, who is
Yeah.
this guy?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, that was more just I think the Cardinals are frauds, and they might not be, at least not yet. So we'll see. But yeah, the Monday night game was atrocious. Like that was one of the worst games. Like it wasn't like it was like the Patriots Browns Bears. That was terrible, but that was just two offenses that suck. I do believe the Dolphins and Rams can be good football teams. They just weren't.
Hmm.
If
Yeah.
that makes any sense. It just felt like it was two teams where I'm like, I know you're good. I know what you're capable of. Stop fucking around.
Yeah, that was weird. Primetime games, you never predict them.
Yeah.
They're tough, but moving on. NFL Week 11. Forgot to mention, we are brought to you by the Trend Center app. Link in the bio for 15% off a premium membership. The greatest tool on the planet for sports bettors. Use trends backed by history, science, and math uh, to stack up wins and trend in the green and not in the red. I need to hit up the Trend Center honestly these days, but yeah, check those out. Link in the bio. First game of week 11 that we are going to discuss is the Packers at the Bears, the NFC North divisional matchup. The Bears are home dogs by 5.5 points. The Bears are kind of a dumpster fire. And it's not really kind of a dumpster fire. They are a dumpster fire. It's there's they have very few redeeming qualities that that team has with that coach, and it's just not very good over in Chicago right now. And so I'm taking the Packers minus 5.5 here. It just feels like this is just the next Brett Favre slash Aaron Rodgers Packers kind of reign. And is this the first time they've played this year? I don't know. I probably should look that
Yes.
one up. It
Yes.
Yes.
feels like it.
I
Yeah.
think this might
Well,
no, I'm
in
pretty sure it's
2024, no, but in
oh
yeah, I
oh
think they played
oh
in like January last year or something.
oh okay.
Okay.
I think like this might be the first or maybe the second divisional game the Bears have played this season, and we're in week 11.
Yeah.
Granted, the
That's
Titans have only played one, so I guess I get it, but
mhm.
it's still
So
like, oh shit.
yeah. It, all the more important games are towards the end.
The
But
Bears played, or I'm sorry, I was looking at Green Bay's schedule.
Green Bay they played the Vikings earlier, and they played the Lions a couple weeks ago. But I think this is the first for the Bears. I'm pretty sure it's the first divisional game.
This is their first divisional game.
That's wild.
Wow.
wow.
So their last 8, do they just play nothing but divisional games the rest of the way?
Oh shit. I
Because
didn't
this is
even
week
realize
11.
this.
If they play,
Yeah. They've got to play 8 games.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, let me pull up their schedule real quick because
That's wild.
I mean, that's got to be, but
I mean, I guess that's good for kind of like a travel sort of aspect because, they're all kind of just around there
Yeah.
for them.
Still, though,
But
it's like every
right.
game is. I mean, they suck right now, so I guess it's not as important. But it's like if they were competitive, it's like you have to win every game.
yeah,
Right.
it's Green Bay this week, Minnesota, Detroit. Then they go to San Fran, Minnesota, Detroit. Then they go to and Seattle comes to Chicago, and then Green Bay to end it. Wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
A bit of a gauntlet for the Bears. And they're going to start off this gauntlet shitting the bed. And I'm taking the Packers. This is just to keep it simple. Packers by a touchdown. -5.5. Moving on. Chris, what do you think about this game?
I completely agree. The Packers just beat the Bears. That's just what happens. And the Bears are, like you said, are just a dumpster fire. I know they fired their OC, but how much that's putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound at this point. They suck. I mean, Caleb Williams. I mean, we might need to start talking about the B word. This guy stinks right now. And I know it's probably not all his fault. I think the coaching staff is 99% to blame. But I mean, he looks like even compared to 4 weeks ago, it's like, who the hell is this guy? He just looks like a shell of who he was a month ago. And yeah, I'm taking the Packers -5.5. I think they roll. They're coming off a bye too. I think they're just pretty much at every position. Maybe not defensive line, but they are just better, like flat out. So yeah, they win this game and they win it by a touchdown at least. Sean, do you concur?
Yeah. Tale as old as time. Packers points over the Bears. Yeah, the Bears are in crisis mode. They just stink, dude. Packers are coming off the bye. Bears haven't scored a touchdown in 23 straight drives, which is wild. Everybody talks about the Aaron Rodgers curse that he put on the Bears, but I think it's more of a LaFleur curse because he is a perfect 10-0 straight up and against the spread on the Bears. We need to start talking about that because Rodgers is gone and they're still beating the shit out of the Bears. Packers are playing Bears this weekend. Yeah, it's the Packers. Duh.
Yeah.
Chris, you know what I just realized?
What?
Is that we took Aaron Rodgers after daylight savings time.
It was because I thought about that last week. It's always the week of daylight savings time when he sucks.
But he played on Thursday.
Exactly. So it doesn't apply. Well, I guess it carried over. Apparently,
it carried over. I just realized that.
I thought about that when I picked the Jets, and then I was like, oh, it's the week after, so I guess it doesn't count. And that's 3 years in a row we've kind of been robbed of talking about that stat on this show because he was hurt 3 years ago, or I guess
he was hurt last year.
They're hurt last year. I'm pretty sure when he was with the Packers they were on bye, and then this year they were playing Thursday night. It's Aaron Rodgers on daylight savings is a stat that needs to be studied by science when his career is over.
Yes,
because he's never won a game.
No, that's wild.
And Thursday doesn't count because it was before. So, yeah, that's mind-boggling. And it carried over. I should have known better. What was the unstoppable force and immovable object of Aaron Rodgers daylight savings, Kyler Murray Call of Duty. What do I do here?
Oh shit! Yeah. Damn. Well, I think that Aaron Rodgers, that's a curse. That's real.
Yes, and like we said, Kyler Murray's 3-0 since Call of Duty came out, or the new one at least. Aaron Rodgers has still yet to win a game on Sunday after daylight savings time in his career. Yeah. I think in his career, maybe don't quote me on that, in a very long time.
I think he's like maybe one or something. It's like 1 in a million.
I'll have to look that up because that is one of the most insane stats in football.
Yeah. I apologize for getting off topic, but I just realized that, talking about the Packers and the Bears and just
it's okay.
Flooded my mind. But yeah, take the Packers.
It's relevant. Okay, moving on. Next game, another divisional matchup. Ravens at the Steelers. Steelers are home dogs by 3. Steelers looking kind of good. Russ isn't looking bad. He's looking kind of good. it seems like they've kind of unlocked George Pickens a little bit since Russ came in. Um, Chris, what do you think about this game?
I'm going to say a sentence I never thought I would ever say. Ravens Steelers over 48. Usually when these two teams meet, it is a rock fight of all rock fights. But I think this, I mean, it's definitely the best offense the Ravens have had under Harbaugh. It's probably the best offense the Steelers have had since Roethlisberger. Actually, I'll say definitely. Yeah, Russ is like kind of back. Like he
Mhm.
looked really good last week, and Pickens is just when Pickens tries, he's a top 3 receiver in football. It's incredible, and he actually gives a shit now. And I mean, both offenses pretty good. Ravens cannot stop the pass; they just can't. We saw that on Thursday. Um, so yeah, I think both offenses will have a lot of success. Alex Highsmith out for the Steelers. That's going to hurt their pass rush. I this is gonna be just this ain't your mama's Ravens Steelers game. This is gonna be pretty pretty wild. So yeah, give me over 48 and let's have some fun watching this like an actual offensive game between these two teams for once. Sean, what do you think?
Give me a second. I'm
All
looking
right.
something up. But
All right.
okay. No, I'm good. Chris, I gotta go against you.
I don't
This is
blame you.
tough. This is tough. I've been riding Ravens overs almost all season long. Um, but I'm gonna go under 48 and a half here. Uh, did a little digging, found out their last 5 matchups, 30 or less points have been scored, and only 2 of their past 10 have exceeded 40 points. Um, this is their highest set total in years at 48 and a half. I mean, their last 10 doesn't even crack the total of. So I kind of hate it because I think you're right, Chris. Like I think this game has the potential to go over. I think this will be close for either of us.
Oh yeah.
Some weird shit's got to happen for this to go under or over. So, but I'm gonna rock the under here. Will, what you got?
So I was in the mindset of both of you because I saw this game immediately and I was just like, dude, freaking under all day. I think I've hit that under the past 2 years that we've done the show. Like, but I these teams are different. These teams are different. So I'm not picking either side. I'm taking the Ravens -3 here. Uh, they're just the better team. It's a divisional matchup. Weird things can happen, but at the end of the day, the Ravens are freaking electric right now. Uh, and so are the Steelers. Could be a rock fight. Could be not a rock fight. Could be a barn burner. But I think the Ravens beat them by like at least a field goal here. And so I'm taking the Ravens. I didn't want. I was putting my brain in a mental pretzel thinking about this game because it was just like, oh, it was going to be an automatic bet like at the beginning of this year. Like if they had it up, I would have bet it for week 11. But it's just like I just can't do it. I can't do either way either. So I'm taking the Ravens. Okay. Next game. Seahawks at the 49ers. Is this another divisional matchup? My
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. My
Yes.
West teams are weird in my head. But the Seahawks play the 49ers in San Francisco. The Niners are favored by 6.5 here. Niners kind of barely squeaked out the win against the Bucks. Well, the Bucks are kind of back. I mean, they've scored so much points in the past couple of weeks and lost all of their games, but they've kept it close, and that's why the Bucks was the correct play by all of us. But this week, uh, you know what? I am going to throw it to Sean for his pick first.
Okay. I'm going Niners -6.5. It looks like, Niners got their guys back. They're gaining momentum, especially against the Bucks. Bucks still covered though. Um, I think they'll dominate at home against Seattle. I mean, they handled them earlier this season, without all their guys back, but that was not really even close. Uh, Ricky Pearsall is kind of awesome. He's coming out like he's kind of fucking awesome. Seahawks have lost their last 5 of their 6. Heading into this tough matchup, I can very much see the Niners covering by a touchdown here, maybe even more. But yeah, I'm gonna go Niners, and I'm gonna throw it to Chris.
All right. Disagree.
Okay.
Seahawks +6.5.
We are not on the same
We are
wavelength
not.
today.
We aren't. I mean, someone's got to win these at least. So, it feels like too many points. I know, like you said, San Francisco dominated last time they played. I don't know. Seahawks off a bye. I think their defense is well rested now. Mike McDonald is a good defensive coach. I think he'll have something dialed up. I know McCaffrey's back. Debo's back. Niners didn't look. I mean, we thought they'd just come out, run their same old, run it up the gut or run it all over your offense. They had success. If Moody didn't miss 3 field goals, they would have covered that game. But just feels like too many points. San Francisco's only won 3 games. Granted, one of them was against the Seahawks, but only won 3 games this season by more than a touchdown. And I have a stat from the beautiful, wonderful Trend Center. Since 2018, an underdog coming off a bye who lost their previous game, playing a team who won their previous game, is 14-5-1 against the spread, covered 12 straight. So, for that reason, and pretty much that reason alone, give me Seahawks +6.5. Will, who are you taking?
I am also on the Seahawks here. I think they keep it within the number, honestly. Something is wrong in 49er land. It just seemed like it seems like they have too many dudes. Honestly, like it's like there's only one ball, and I don't know if you guys saw this, because like the only noon game that we got for I don't know if they played at noon. Oh, they did play at noon last week. But like Debo Samuel was like getting into a fight with the long snapper. He was blaming the long snapper because this guy kept fucking missing his kicks. And like, that's not good. That's dudes fighting on your team. It's not good. It's okay in training camp and preseason. Like you gotta get the emotions out. Everyone's amped up. But like this is fucking week 11. Like get your shit together.
I mean, it's not like Debo was throwing blows at George Kittle.
He threw a punch at the kicker.
Yeah. Or it was the guy who holds the ball.
He hit the kicker though.
He hit Jake Moody.
Yeah. I don't know who he was meaning to hit because I saw the video and it was very much him and the long snapper, John. But I saw not press conference, an interview like in the locker room after, and they asked about him and the kicker going at it. So it sounded like it was him and Moody, and then the long snapper snapped in being like, "Hey, who the fuck are you talking to my kicker like that?" And he threw a punch, and I couldn't tell if it was meant for the long snapper and it hit Moody or what. But he made 95% of the contact of that punch with Moody. So I mean,
there's trouble in Niner land.
When you have now 5 guys who all want the ball on one team, granted 2 of them hurt, but still.
Mm-hmm. And I also have a stat, Chris. The stat, it's called Fade Home Teams Coming Back Home After a Close Win on the Road. 74, 34, and 4 against the spread. And so I think the Seahawks keep it within a number. It's a divisional matchup. Weird things happen. Yeah, that's all really I got here. Okay,
35.
what's up?
What?
What's up?
It will be 35. Just saying. Just.
We'll see.
Uh, 35. What are you talking about?
You said it was 74, 34, and whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. All right, moving on. Chiefs, Bills. Not a divisional matchup, but could be a great fucking game. Uh, it's not always a fire sale when these two teams play, but it is kind of must watch television at least at the beginning of the game. I think it was like last year or the year before. Like it's been like when these two teams play, bet the over. I'm not sure that's the case here, but I'm not taking the over or the under. Uh, I'm taking the Chiefs. The Chiefs are dogs visiting the Buffalo Bills by 2.5 points, and the Bills have been playing well, and the Chiefs. I mean, they're undefeated. I guess you can't say they're not playing well. So I mean it's the Chiefs. If you're gonna give me an underdog line on the Chiefs, I'm gonna take the Chiefs. And like if they fucking get smoked in this game, I'll be like, all right, well, I took Patrick Mahomes as a dog. Like I'm not I can go to bed at night with this loss. So uh I'm taking the Chiefs plus 2.5 here. Uh Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, it's really hard to not bet on the Chiefs right now, especially as underdogs. Um, plus 2.5 on the road, it makes sense. But if the first 10 weeks of this season has shown us anything, by an act of God, this team will win. The Chiefs will win this game. And on the other side of the ball, the Bills, I looked at their injury report today. Spencer Brown, Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman all did not practice today. Amari Cooper was limited. It's possible that some of these guys, end up playing, but one or two of them may not play. Juju returned to practice today. I expect to see the Chiefs' best effort of this season in their most meaningful game leading up into the Super Bowl, into the playoffs, because that's where they're heading. But they got to get through the Bills first. So I'm taking the Chiefs plus 2.5 and money line. If you're going to take the money line, take the spread as well. Double dip. Chris, do you agree or disagree?
I agree. It's Chiefs plus 2.5. I'm approaching this game the same way I approached the Chiefs 49ers game, where I am taking the Chiefs, but I am going to actively root against this bet the entire game. I do not want the Chiefs to win. I hate them. I do not, but it's it's either the NFL being like, no, the Chiefs have to win, or either Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce won sold their soul to the devil, and they are winning these games by just miraculous tomfuckery. I when when shit hits the fan, I want to be the one staying there with the Chiefs plus 2.5 ticket. Uh, they just win these games. Like I
It's not
hate it.
fair.
I
It's
hate
not
it.
fair.
I hate it so much, but they do, and it's impossible. Like, how can you bet? How can you bet against them? Like, you're dumb if you do. Like that, the Bills could very much win this game by 3 points, and you would be dumb to bet on the Bills.
Yeah,
It
Correct.
is like
like it.
when
Correct. I mean,
I
yeah.
mean the Bills could be up by 13 or 14 at halftime, and I'll still be sitting there like, don't worry, like something's going to happen.
It's
The
like I'd be
Chiefs are
looking at that live money line. Like,
on it. I mean, yeah, definitely. The Chiefs should still be favored, if I'm being quite honest, because they just like even if they don't win this game, if they win this game, it will be last second field goal. Like no doubt, it'll be. If
yeah.
anything, it would be getting revenge for what should have happened with the Broncos last week. But I mean, They're just always there. Some stats: Patrick Mahomes 12-1-1 against the spread as an underdog. Undefeated underdogs after week 5 since 2003, 22-8-2 against the spread. I just
Yeah,
if
it's hard, man.
if they lose, I'll be happy. If this bet loses, I will be happy.
Okay.
Like, so
interesting approach, but I
it's the
understand
same thing
it.
I said with the 49ers. It's like I want them to lose, but they won't. So I'm taking the Chiefs. So
Yes.
yeah,
Dream scenario: they lose by 1.
Lose by 1 on a 67-yard field goal.
Yeah, I mean, we can all win. There's a path to winning.
Well, Sean's taking money
every
line,
way.
so
Yeah, it's fine though. That's why I'm double dipping. That's why I'm
Yeah.
double dipping. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll be happy to sacrifice the money line bet for the spread bet to hit for the boys. I will be happy to do that.
and also like they gotta lose at some point.
But I don't know, dude.
I'm not.
I really don't know. I don't know.
No, I agree. Like the part of me is like they gotta lose at some point, but then the other part of me is like, I mean, they just don't.
They just don't lose. They just don't lose.
They don't
gotta-
really even play, like Will was saying, they don't play that good of football. They're just
No,
they
even
just
when they're
win.
even when they're about to lose, God comes down
Yes.
and he blocks a field goal. He
I think
comes
it's-
down from the heavens and he's like, "No, that's my boy, Patty, my boy."
I think it's the devil doing it, but yes.
What is some entity is coming down? God, Satan, Buddha, I don't know, but some whatever.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
I'm just saying, Travis Kelce's life's been a little too good as of late. You don't
Well,
think he maybe met the devil at a crossroads?
His life has been good for a while.
But it's perfect right now.
Wait, no, didn't both? I don't know if you got the ESPN notification today, but I got one that said Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes' homes were burglarized last month.
Okay. I mean,
I'm just, that's where my stuff
they're
is.
worth like
Wow.
hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, unless
Bro,
the house
they've
burned
got-
to the ground,
They've got that
doesn't
top
matter.
tier. They've got that top tier State Farm insurance. They're going to be okay.
Yeah, I hope they
They
bundle
do all
their
those
home and auto.
commercials. Yeah, they bundle the home and auto. They're good, bro. Like
No, never mind. I'm sniffing Kizzy. This is a State Farm commercial. This
Yeah.
didn't happen. I don't care.
This is staged.
This is a State Farm commercial.
Put
Jake
your
from State-
tinfoil hats on, fellas,
This
because
is this is leading up to a Super Bowl State Farm commercial.
oh my god,
Okay.
our homes were broken into, and State Farm helped us out.
It's gonna be the fucking like Sarah McLachlan
Fuck off.
music in the background.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, rounding out the slate we're going to talk about here. Sunday night football, Bengals at Chargers. I have a pick. Am I confident? I'm okay with it. I like it. I'm not confident, but I like it. But I'm gonna throw it to Chris first, because he's probably put together a decent argument for this. Well, for your pick.
Yeah.
What is it?
Over 47. I love this play. The Cincinnati Bengals offense is very, very good. Their defense is just insulting to the game of football. They are atrocious. They've allowed 96 points in the last 3 games. 96 points in 3 games. The Chargers offense, earlier in the year I said they were terrible. They're actually pretty good. Shows what I know. 47 with the worst defense in football. I mean, shit. Like, if the Chargers score 35, would you be shocked?
No.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, it's over 47 all day. I don't think it's going to be that close. So, Sean, what are you taking?
I got 2 plays. First, Chargers -1.5. This team is humming. Herbert's healthy. He's looking real good. They've put up at least 26 points in their last 3 games. Meanwhile, the Bengals in their stinky doo-doo defense, like you said, Chris, has allowed 96 points in their last 3 games. Which brings me to my next pick, over 47.5. Fading another total I've been riding most of the season. I've been riding Chargers unders for a good bit, but it's over 47.5 all day. All these points should, I mean, this is easy. This should be easy, dude. Like you said, Chargers may drop 35 on their own, and Bengals are no stranger to the red zone. So give me that over all day. That's kind of low, if you ask me. But whatever, it's fine. Will, what is your pick that you don't hate but don't really like?
I like it. I'm just
Okay.
not super confident in it, but I really like it. It's the Chargers. It's Chargers -1.5. They are just humming. Like they're just. I think the perfect word to describe them is efficient. I think they're an
Yes.
efficient football team. They're competent. They have a competent football mind at the helm under Harbaugh, and I think they can. The Bengals might have a red hot offense, but if they just control it a little bit, bend don't break, they're going to come out on top because the Chargers are going to do what they need to do on offense to score points, and it's not going to be that hard. And they're going to not shut down the Bengals, but I think they will definitely control them, make them do what they want them to do. I don't know where that was going. Kind of just they're going to be in control of the game. There might be a point where the Bengals put up some points, but the Chargers are going to be in the driver's seat this whole game. That's my pick. That's my pick. I'm not confident in it just because the Bengals. All right, that's the main slate of games we're going to talk about here. Now let's get into our surefire picks. Maybe we can win one this week. Maybe one of us can win a surefire pick this week. And I don't want to go first, so I'm going to send it to Sean.
All right. This is my way too early surefire pick, and I don't think this has ever been done before on this show. Thursday night, tonight, this episode airs. The Manders are taking on the Eagles. And be sure to tune in to our socials for all the Bandits pick. But I am personally going back to Old Reliable. Manders Eagles over 48.5. As mentioned, primetime unders are dead as Elvis. Both teams rank in the top 3 in points per game, combining for 57 points per game over the last 3 weeks. Their last 3 matchups have also gone over 50 points, and the over has hit in 7 of the Eagles' last 9 home games. This is my way too early Thursday night surefire pick. I'm doing it early this week. I'm getting it out of the way so I don't have to worry about it on Sunday. We're worrying about it tomorrow. Thursday night, Manders Eagles over 48.5. This will be free money. Free. Take it. Double unit. Maybe even triple, but be responsible about it. I already did double, so. But yes, that is my surefire pick. So get your parlays in tonight or tomorrow before this game starts. And I cannot wait to hear what the rest of the boys' surefire picks are. Let's go to Will.
Okay. So you picked a game that is probably going to at least rock a little bit. I am picking a game that's not going to rock at all. It's the Jets and the Colts under 44. This game is going to
Ooh.
stink. Both teams are kind of a dumpster fire. Colts bringing back Sean's best friend, Tony Richardson. And that's not going to go well. That's not going to go well for them. And the Jets, they can't figure anything out. They can't do anything. Aaron Rodgers is an old man. Uh, and it's there's not going to be much going on in this game. So Jets Colts under 44. That's my surefire double unit play of the week. Don't really have many other explanations behind that pick, but that game, I just look at that and I said, ugh, gross. So why not bet it? All right. Chris, what is your surefire pick?
It's a great surefire explanation.
Yeah. Ugh.
Before I get into mine, I just want to say how unfair it is that we were robbed of Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco.
Yes, absolutely.
The Shady Acres Bowl, that would have been incredible. But yeah, I love that pick. Well, I'm probably going to add it to my card. But yeah, as I said at the top of the show, my last two surefires have gone the opposite of good, quite poorly. So, like Sean, I'm going back to all reliable. We already talked about it. The Packers just beat the Bears. How often do you ask? I'll tell you. The last 20 years in this matchup, the Packers are 30, 12, and 1 against the spread. 20 years of data for this pick. Yeah, the Packers just beat the Bears. That's just what they do. Also, Matt LaFleur, when he's favored by 4+ points as a head coach, is 7-3. Just a little cherry on top of the Sunday there. The Packers are going to win this game, and they're going to win by a touchdown. So yeah, I mean, already talked about it, so there's not much more to say. Packers minus. I got it 6.5. I know I said 5.5 earlier. I lied. It's 6.5, but I still love it. They're going to win this game by well over a touchdown. So get to the window now. Let's cash a ticket. Let's get back on track. Packers minus 6.5.
Okay. There are our surefire picks of the week. Hopefully you have.
It is 5.5 on DraftKings at time of recording.
All right. Well, at time of recording, give me 5.5. Let's double back down on it. So yeah.
I'm making the parlay now. So
I see 5.5 right now. So yes, official play, Packers minus 5.5, double unit, and also straight up. Well, no, it's not. It's just double unit. That would be triple unit. And I don't want to do that. So
we're responsible.
That's why they call me Chris Bet Within Your Means Walker.
I've heard that before. Okay, moving on. Those are our surefire picks. Hopefully you get to the episode before the Thursday night game. I know we get a lot of viewers after Thursday and before Sunday. Stay tuned. Maybe this will teach you to get tuned in when it comes out. Yeah,
yep.
That's it.
When 6 a.m. when it drops.
Yeah, and win a bunch
Set
of
your
money.
Alarms. 0600.
Oh boy, 6 a.m. All right. Surefires are done. Let's go into our extra plays of the week. I'll go first. I just have two. I normally just have two. The first one, it's the Falcons plus 2.5. I might be missing something for this pick because it seems too good to be true. They're at the Broncos. Am I missing anything?
Broncos are good, man.
Yeah, they kind of are. Like it's
good.
Weird to say. They've got a great defense.
Yeah. And Bo Nix, I mean, I don't think he's an NFL quarterback for the long haul. This season, not bad.
I'm still taking the Falcons. I think
rewind the tape from like 7 weeks ago and bring up what Chris said about Bo Nix.
He's not going to be, I think next year, he's probably going to go in the shitter. I mean, he's not He's not doing anything crazy. He's just in an offense that suits him. Once defenses figure it out, he's done.
Sure.
But as of right
Yeah.
now, I am 100% wrong.
Right. Yes, the Falcons plus 2.5. I just think they're a better team. I think they just have more pieces. And Bijan Robertson, that guy's electric. And then my other play is Rams minus 4.5. Rams kind of shit the bed against the Dolphins. But the Rams are playing the New England Patriots, who are one of the worst teams in the league. And if they don't win by at least 5, they should just pack it up for the season. Like come on, this is the New England Patriots. They don't have anyone. They have Ramondre Stevenson, and I think that's kind of it. So I'm taking the Rams, and that's my card. Chris, what is your card?
All right, let's get into it. Last week, I took the Saints getting the new head coach bump. They came through for me. I'm fading them this week. I think the Magic's worn off. It's Browns money line. The Saints secondary is just depleted with injuries, and they traded the only healthy player they have. I think Jameis is gonna carve him up. Browns money line. Now we're getting into the sneakies, the stinkies, the hold your nose and pray. Cowboys plus 7.5.
Don't do this.
Why should the Texans be more than a favorite or more than a touchdown favorite against anyone right now? They just got 5 interceptions and lost a game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it's
No.
the Lions. I don't care who it is. You get 5 interceptions, you win that football game. They lost straight up. I'm going back to the what's his name? Cooper Rush. The Cooper Rush. Well, I faded him last week. He's coming through for me this week. Give me Cowboys plus 7.5. This is in Houston, correct? When is this game? Is this
I think this is Monday Night Football.
Yeah, this is Monday.
Monday Night Football? Okay, cool. So I don't have to
No, it's in Dallas.
It's in Dallas. Okay, it doesn't matter. The sun won't be a factor.
Oh yeah,
true.
We need
Our
to talk
old
about
enemy.
that also.
That pesky
sun.
Anyway, no sun to for the Cowboys to fight. Give me Cowboys to keep it within a touchdown. The Texans aren't that good. I think the Cowboys pass rush will get to CJ Stroud. I think the Cowboys will keep it within a touchdown. Give me Cooper Rush. All right, stinky under time. Vikings Titans under 39.5. Vikings offense isn't that good. Titans defense is by some metrics the best defense in football. The Vikings won't be able to score. The Vikings
What metric is that?
I hear different people talk about when we watch them, when I'm forced to watch them every week. It's people will say, according to whatever, the Titans have the number 1 defense in football, and then I'll look up like some stats. And I'm like, I mean, it doesn't.
Crazy.
They're very good numbers wise, but whatever. I saw some stat where it's like they've given up the most points for
like the number 1 defense or something.
For the number 1 overall defense in like the last 20 years or something like that.
Then you're not the number 1 defense. You're just
that's what I was saying. It's like
you're not like
that's what I was like. Isn't the whole point of defense to stop you from scoring points? But then it's also like, well, Will Levis is a bozo, so I guess you have to factor that in. Speaking of Will Levis, the Vikings blitz like no other team in football. Will Levis's pocket presence is abysmal. He's going to be in hell for this game. This game is going to suck. So yes, give me under 39.5, and we'll close out with another stinky under. Rams Patriots. First half under 21.5. These are 2 of the worst first half offenses in all of football, both averaging just over 7 points per first half. 7 plus 7 is 14. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's basic arithmetic.
That's well under 21.5. So how could this go wrong? So yes, Rams Patriots first half under 21.5 to round it out. That's the card. I love every single play. We're going undefeated. Sean, what you got for the rest of your plays?
Yeah, I just added Jets Colts under 44.5. Will made a astounding point
Yes.
that this game is just ugh, gross.
Ugh.
And really, that's kind of all you need. Like, he made a great sound argument that you should definitely follow. Um, I'm also on Rams Pats under 43.5, running it back with the lowest scoring Super Bowl matchup of all time. Patriots are eh, eh, not great.
They're
They
not.
don't they don't score many points. A Southern California team heading up to the Northeast. I don't like that. Looked up the weather. It's not going to be too cold, but I think the Rams kind of struggle in these like outdoor, northern situations. Next, I got Falcons Broncos over 43.5. Two teams coming off of heartbreaking losses. I have a feeling these teams just come out swinging and correct their mistakes that they made from last week. And then to round it out, Lions minus 13.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, Goff threw 5 interceptions and lost me my fantasy matchup against Chris. But more importantly, they did not cover last week. But they are still on an 8-game win streak, and the Jags could be without Trevor Lawrence for a second straight week. Lions are just the better team. Go down to Jacksonville, put up some points, beat the hell out of them, go home. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Business trip. I like it.
Business trip. Yeah. Show them that like we bet. Like we still won, but we still bet. We bet. That's all it is.
I like
But
it.
yeah, that's my card. There was one play from yours, Chris, that I kind of liked. I think it was the Titans.
The
I
under.
think it was the Titans. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I don't think I'm
dude.
gonna bet on a Titans.
I don't.
again.
I.
I
mean,
I went.
the unders are money,
Not
but
last week.
Well, no, but it
they
should have
usually
been.
are.
It
It should
should
have
have
been.
That broke
been.
my heart.
Oh,
Well,
me
like
too.
fucking Callahan does this stupid thing, and he did it on Monday night, where with the Dolphins game,
Oh,
where
yes.
like he goes for this like meaningless touchdown, and they just pull off the perfect play, and it's just like, well, I told Will, I was like, they wanted them to score. They wanted the ball back. The Chargers wanted the ball back so they could run out the clock.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's all it was. But I mean, I don't really see it. I think I could honestly see the Titans covering this game as well. Like, is it six and a
six,
half, seven and a half?
yeah. I I'm not like I know we were very pro Vikings earlier in the year.
I'm fully off.
Yeah,
I'm
once
not.
they did not cover against Jacksonville, which
Yeah.
okay, I don't know if you guys saw this, but when we were recording last week, the Vikings were 4.5 point favorites against the Jags. Get to the book on Sunday, they are 7.5 point favorites. And I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? And then I realized, oh, Trevor Lawrence isn't playing. But still, a 3 point jump.
Yeah.
Damn.
I gave out Jags plus 4.5 on the show because I was like, this is just too many points. I think Jags keep it close in an ugly game. And then Sunday I wake up and I was going to go bet it. And then I saw Mac Jones was starting. I was like, okay, I'm not touching this game. And then of course
Of course,
they cover 7.
Yep.
So yeah, that sucked. Also another stat I wrote down, go back to the Cowboys plus 7.5. What? You don't like
I,
it?
ju- I said last week that if the Cowboys did not cover last week, I will not bet on the Cowboys. But you're about to say something that's going to make me want to bet on the Cowboys, and
Well,
I don't want to hear it, but also I do want to hear it, and I'm just in a mental pretzel, Chris.
it's nothing crazy. It's just that the Texans have only beat one team by more than a touchdown all season, and that was against a quarterback making his first career start in Drake May.
Oh, so
So,
like one of the worst teams in the league.
yeah. So I don't get why, like, the Texans are a good football team. They should not be more than a touchdown favorite against pretty much anyone but, I guess, the Raiders or maybe the Jags.
Yeah.
Like, the Cowboys have pieces of a good football team. They're not a good. They're actually. I mean, they're a very bad team, but they do have pieces of a good football team, and I think they keep it within a touchdown. And if we want, I know we're off the extra plays now. If we want to talk about it, Jerry Jones is just. He's fighting a battle you lose 10 times out of 10. You don't beat the sun.
Okay, no, they have a curtain.
Yeah,
They have a curtain
Yeah.
that they can
Oh, they have
like
one?
block. Yes, they have one.
for
From
like
what I
concerts
heard,
and
like he was
stuff.
just like, we can't use the curtain. We might as well tear down the whole stadium. It's like, brother,
Motherfucker, you built it that way. That's the only stadium that faces west.
How is he supposed to know where the sun is? I mean, who is he?
Okay,
I-
by basic standard of all NFL stadiums, they face north and south. This motherfucker's like, no, I want to build it east to west. And they're like, but Jerry, the sun will be coming up through the east and setting in the west windows. And he's like, sign it, build it,
don't care.
build it, and they will come.
I mean, he could have still built it that way, just put the window on the other side. And it would have been fine because
Yeah. But
the
the
sun will
thing
be too high up in the
is that
sky.
they have a curtain. They have a
yeah.
solution for it, but they just didn't
That's what I'm
do
saying.
it.
Jerry is fighting a battle you lose at 100% of the time. You do not beat the sun. Nobody has ever beaten the sun. You will not beat the sun. Will be undefeated for all of time.
What about against a trillion lions?
We're not doing this, Will.
We're not okay. Yeah, I don't want to do this.
We're not doing this, Will. No, the sun, like Jerry Jones is a demented old man. Like he has the solution. And even did you see the press conference they did with McCarthy? Apparently,
I did not.
the way the sun comes through the window of the press conference room, it gets in the eyes of whoever's at the podium. So they put up like a blinder for McCarthy that would cover would keep the sun out of his eyes. Do that, but with the window. Put the damn curtain up, Jerry. What are we doing?
I'm
Jerry.
well that pisses me off on like many levels because that one pass from Cooper Rush to CeeDee Lamb in the end zone could have gotten me some fantasy points because I had CeeDee Lamb and I could have beaten you, Chris. If Jared Goff hadn't if Jared Goff hadn't thrown 5 interceptions, but that's besides the point. Close the goddamn curtain.
Yeah, I
Close like what do you I think when was
this
the
can't be
stadium
the
built? Like
first time,
2009,
right?
I think.
It was like
No,
11.
it's not. It's not the first time.
No, this has happened many times.
And like I even think it took them like a season or two to get a curtain. Like that's how like mundane this has become.
No, this has been. I remember early Jerry World days. Like this was a thing. It's like, hey, the sun is blinding. I remember they talked about on TV. It wasn't like it didn't affect at least at first, it didn't affect a specific play like it did with CD, but it was like they would, and they do it like every week because they always play late afternoon. they show like the sun coming through and it's blinding. Like
Yeah. So
they do like the camera angles, like this is what it's like being a quarterback in Dallas. It's like just close the damn thing.
We
This is
have the
I
the
don't. I
technology.
don't.
stupidest thing.
They
Like
so
Jerry
I
is lost his marbles. Like they've been gone for a long time, but I think the last one just up and rolled out. He's gonzo.
Yeah, that's
so
it's crazy.
I mean,
I
that's
looked it up. This stadium was built in 2009.
wow.
We are pushing 15 years of this stadium, which is kind of wild, by the way,
Hmm.
because I feel like this stadium was built yesterday. But how are we still dealing with this? Like they
I mean, I feel like it's just like a Jerry power trip at this point. He's like, "Oh, you're telling me to close it? I'm not going to close
and like
it." All right.
I've seen things, I've seen articles that the headline is like he claims that this gives them a home field advantage. And it's like, motherfucker, absolutely not. Like,
Not all the time.
It
not
doesn't
all the
affect.
time.
No, it doesn't whatsoever. Like it's not shining like on an opposing team's sideline. It's shining in the end zone. So it's just whoever has the ball on that end. Like it doesn't. You don't know where you're going to be in the fourth quarter until the game starts. That's that's just fault. I mean, like I said, he's been gonzo for a while, but I think it's officially like he's just being stubborn old man, like to the utmost degree at this point.
Yeah.
You built a revolutionary stadium. You did that. Just close the fucking curtain. That's all
Turn
you
on
got to
the
do.
sun.
No, nobody's gonna knock you if you close a curtain. Nobody's gonna say like, oh, they cheated. It's like, no, we have a curtain. I don't know.
Going
I even think he's like doubling down on this too. Like he's still like after this whole thing, he's still like, nah, like it's an advantage for us. I was like, obviously fucking not, but whatever, man. Like,
I think it will have to be like for him to actually close it, the Cowboys will have to like lose like an NFC championship game or something when the sun is just when it's going to be like that where CD just has no idea where the ball is, but it costs them like a trip to the Super Bowl. That's the only thing that would even get him to think about closing it.
well, that's just never gonna happen
Oh, I know,
because
while he's
Jerry Jones will
alive.
never admit that
but
he's wrong.
yeah, that is it. He is just like if if nobody got mad about it, he'd probably close it. But people are mad about it and telling him to close it, so he's like, "Fuck you, I'm not going to close it."
Also, the Cowboys are not gonna make the NFC Championship
Well, that's another like,
anytime
yeah,
soon.
obviously, yeah, but he doesn't know that.
He still thinks they have a shot
Hey, Cooper Rush, good football player.
against the
Yep.
spread. Not last week.
Not last week. God, that there were so many little and like this all just is just selfish for me because it goes back to my fantasy matchup with Chris. I mean, there were so many things that went wrong for me that affect me in a personal way with my friend against an imaginary team that I drafted and I set up and I was in first place and now Chris is in first place.
A fantasy, if you will.
Yes,
Um,
they make believe
I'll tell you
team.
something. This might help. I was also playing in my other league. I was playing our good friend Josh in fantasy, and I also had Jared Goff.
Mm,
Um, and I lost. And much like my team against yours on Sunday, his team also did not score a touchdown, and he won.
yep.
So I get it. Like I won again. Like I beat you, and I didn't score a touchdown. And then at the same time, I was losing to a team who didn't score a touchdown. And in that league, we have 2 quarterbacks. And my 2 quarterbacks in that are Jared Goff and Sam Darnold. My touchdown to interception ratio last week was 2-8. So yeah.
Yikes.
Like it was all fine and dandy, and well, it wasn't fine and dandy. It was a rock fight in our league, but in my other league, I was also taking it on the chin. So
yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Like last week, I scored 175 points. This week, I score 75 points. I'm like, where'd these other 100 points go? Like,
Yeah, it's
come on,
100
guys.
less.
Like, what the fuck?
Come on, guys. I
Whatever.
think about you all the time.
it happens, man.
Yeah, that's fantasy, but whatever. I play Will this week, and we are
Yeah.
dead set at a 50-50 probability.
Oh,
Well, I have to play fucking Jerome Ford on the fucking Browns because the Cardinals are on bye, and
Do you have
One of
James
the-
Conner?
yeah,
you do.
so I had to fucking pick up Jerome Ford today because there's fucking no one else. So that sucked, but oh well. We'll see what happens. Hasn't been a great season for Will, so who cares? It's just a game. Right?
I mean, I'm in
Yeah,
first. So
I mean-
I think it's pretty important.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a game. It's a game. It's a game for money.
Much like life.
Yeah.
My money's already gone. I threw that away after week 4.
I've been
Probably.
burning money for years now. It's fine.
Yeah, we all burned some money last week with our picks.
I burned some money a significant amount of times this NFL season. This hasn't been a great NFL season for me. So
Do you guys know like your total record
not offhand.
for the season?
No,
Because I keep all my picks on my phone, and I check and X the winners and the losers, and I keep my record every week at the bottom.
Mhm.
How are you?
I am 73, 72, and 3.
All right.
So I'm up a little bit, but
I'll have
it's
to go
not great.
No, I forgot to. I usually do that every year, and then just for whatever reason this year I forgot, and by the time I remembered, it was like week 3, and I was like, "Well," and then I can't keep track on Pickett because it is like it keeps track of every NFL bet. It's like, okay, well, I make like a bunch of parlays that have no chance at hitting and like touchdown scores. So it's like my record on Pickett for NFL is abysmal. Granted, my one on the show probably isn't that great either.
Yeah.
But I know I'm down because I think I've had one good week and one really bad week, and everything else I've just been right in between. So
Well,
I'm probably down.
We should all figure. You guys should
I'll
figure
figure it
this
out
out.
I'll figure it out by the next show.
Okay, and then keep track of it, and then we'll go
Yeah.
through week 17. We'll get it right. But
Yeah.
Sean's supposed to do this because he probably has the best record.
well, I don't have the bet. I'm up a little bit. I have like 150 bets, and I'm like barely up. So
It's probably better
I
than
I
don't
feel like
know.
150 bets and barely up is best case scenario.
if we were good at this,
But
I
we're
feel like I should be up a little bit more than just a little bit.
But we're not. The
No, yeah.
best cappers in the world are 60% lifetime.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
even 60%.
That's what I'm
I'd
saying.
love to be
like,
60%.
yeah, I would kill
Yeah.
to be 60%.
I'd kill to be 60%.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the best, the people who do this for a living are 60%, and we aren't that. So I think 50% is what we should shoot for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I guess, but
Just keep it in perspective.
yeah, I appreciate that.
What
You
do
want
you
to wrap this
say?
up, Will?
Yeah, yeah, let's wrap this up. Okay, thank you so much for listening and watching. We really, really appreciate it. Check out the links below in the bio, in the description. You have a link to the Trend Center app, a 15% off a premium membership on the Trend Center app using the code TFTM. The greatest tool on the planet for sports bettors. It was absolute money during baseball season. It uses trends, history, math, science, all to help you trend upward with your bets. And that's the Trend Center app. Check it out. I mean, we talk about it all the time, obviously. But yeah, the link is in the bio. Follow us on everything. Link is in the bio for that. And Bandit will have a Thursday night pick tonight. Yes, tonight for tomorrow, which is Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. You're listening to
For
this.
today. The
Yeah,
pick for today.
right. For Thursday.
I wish we would have let Will figure that. Have a pick for tonight, which is tomorrow, but you're listening to this tomorrow, so it's really today. So today is yesterday, and tomorrow is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd get there. But yeah, he fucking lost last week, I think.
Yeah, he's about to be sleeping outside.
Yeah.
He's sleeping right there.
Well, now, if he loses on Thursday, he's out. I don't make the rules.
You want to sleep outside?
No,
Oh,
sit
here,
outside.
hear the
Yeah,
O word.
I did say the O word.
Now he's ready.
He's like, yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
He went back down. He's cool.
All right. But yeah, check that out. I think that's all I have to say. Let's win all of our bets. Let's give that a shot. Let's give it a shot at winning all of our bets this week. All right, we'll see you next week. There's 3 of us. Now let's make some money. Bow.
Ow.
All right, that was kind of on time with you.